Hey guys, I wanted to provide a response to some news that you've probably heard already. If you haven't, then here's the deal. Zillow, our beloved Zillow, has purchased Showing Time, which Showing Time is our really one and only option for making appointments to go see homes. And so you companies buy companies all the time for various reasons, and I think whenever something like this happens in the real estate industry, because we all are independent contractors, it's natural to feel threatened or feel confused or not really know what direction we're headed based on this acquisition. So I wanted to provide some background to why they may have done this and what this potentially means for us. And so it kind of occurred to me that while this has been new news, it is not necessarily new in the sense that they have purchased other companies. And I thought it would be useful to understand what those companies are. So I pulled up good old Wikipedia here, and going back as far as 2011, they have purchased several companies over the past several years. And so as I go through these, I want you to see if you can pick out the commonality amongst all of these companies. So in 2011, Zillow acquired Postlets, an online real estate listing creation and distribution platform. In 2011, Zillow acquired Diverse Solutions. This is a company that helps agents build websites. Zillow in 2012, Zillow acquired Rent Juice, a software as a service company which allows landlords and property managers to market and lease their rental properties through a set of online tools. 2012, Zillow acquired the real estate shopping and collaboration platform Byfolio. 2012 still, Zillow acquired Lincoln, Nebraska-based mortgage technology company Mortec. 2012, Zillow acquired HotPads. They list real estate and rental listings on a map-based web interface. 2013, Zillow acquired StreetEasy. StreetEasy is specific to New York City, and it is in the rental leasing market. 2014, Zillow acquired Retsley, a Vancouver, British Columbia-based startup that helps developers now access real estate data from multiple listing services. 2014, we may remember this, Zillow acquired Trulia. Okay, they were a competitor of Zillow. Okay, 2015, Zillow announced the completion of its acquisition of Trulia. Okay, that's the same thing. 2015, Zillow Group announced it would acquire Dotloop. Did anyone know that they own Dotloop? Dotloop is a competitor of Backagent. It is a transaction management system. When I started with Keller Williams in 2011, they had Dotloop. It was garbage. It never worked. Some of you that have used it today might say the same thing. But regardless, they purchased that in 2015. 2016, they acquire Naked Apartments, and that is also an online search engine for apartments in New York City. 2016, Zillow Group acquired Bridge Interactive. Well, the most significant one up top is not a purchase, but it is in 2018, Zillow entered the on-demand home buying market with Zillow Offers. Zillow Offers is an iBuyer. What is an iBuyer? Think Open Door, think Knock, think Door, think every other brokerages is doing this. Keller Williams has a version of this. They are kind of a no-frills listing service. So did anyone pick out the commonality amongst all of their acquisitions? Well, the answer is that they're all technology companies. And so there are two things you need to remember about Zillow. Zillow is first a technology company. And secondarily, they are very consumer-centric. Now, they care about the agent, but in a different way. So they want to leverage technology in a way that makes the real estate process easy for the customer. Well, you know who else does that and is very customer-centric? Amazon. Amazon, no questions asked. It doesn't matter if you're lying or you're not. You can return anything you want and you will instantly be refunded. They don't even have to receive it yet, right? And so Zillow kind of follows the same model. And so why are all of these acquisitions important beyond that? Well, way back in the early years when Zillow was just a home searching company, that was their only stream of revenue. And then they branched out into Zillow Concierge and Premier Agent and selling ad space and selling space to realtors and selling leads. And so the number one rule of business is you've got to have multiple streams of income in your business. And so the acquisition of Showing Time is partly because it's technology that they did not want to build themselves, and secondarily, it makes the real estate experience easier. So let me expand that a little bit. They have put a lot of their eggs in the basket of the iBuyer model, which means that if you've ever been to an open door listing, you can go up to the door, call a number, make an appointment, they will give you the code to the door. Okay, self-sufficient, and you're off to the races. And so what would probably make that process easier? Well, that would be something like Showing Time. So their competition is not anything other than the other iBuyers in the marketplace. Okay, now let's talk about how this impacts the agent. So do not think for a second that Zillow wants to get rid of the real estate agent. There are 1.5 million real estate agents in the country. They have no interest in being an MLS system or a real estate brokerage in the traditional sense that you know a real estate brokerage to be. If they were ever to go into the real estate brokerage arena, it would only be to get data. Okay, they are a tech company. Think Facebook, think Twitter, think Google. What do they all make their billions of dollars off of? Data. And so Zillow is no different. They are acquiring companies that are going to A, make the real estate experience easier for the customer, and B, going to provide data, and C, create another stream of income. If you look at the data with regards to where they were at this time last year in terms of earnings, they were down over $100 million. Okay, so it is only because of the surge in our business in 2020 from April through December that they made any money, right? Sound familiar? So this will undoubtedly, so let me go back. I don't think that Zillow has any appetite to keep Showing Time for themselves. I mean, the amount of customer base that Showing Time has is enormous. And when you buy a business, the last thing you want to do is make a lot of big sweeping changes so that that revenue went away. So they bought this for $500 million. And so they have to, over time, get that money back. And the only way they're going to be able to do that is to keep and acquire more customers. Who are their customers? Us, the real estate agents. Okay? So let's talk about the real estate agent as their customer for a second. So they would be foolish to do anything that is going to adversely impact the stream of income that comes from a real estate agent. So anything that interferes with the Premier Agent piece, the lead purchasing piece, anything that the agent has to write a check for would be foolish. And so they need agents to execute the real estate transaction. What they want is more of our wallet spend. Okay, so again, in my analogy previously, when Zillow first started, their only stream of income was advertising and later on the lead generation piece. Okay, so that is all fueled by real estate agents. So they want more of our wallet share. So is this the end of the agent? Absolutely not. Does Zillow want to keep showing time just for people that pay to be a premier agent? Absolutely not. That would be economic suicide for them. So what I do think is going to happen is that this is going to spawn more competition amongst other companies that were previously closed out in the space of being appointment setters for real estate agents. So there are 370 MLSs across the United States. Each, I mean, some are big like ours, some are really small that have 4 people on staff and all of them work part-time. And so the ability to get that data to feed to a company is difficult. And so showing time kind of has that market cornered already. So for Zillow to shut that off would be crazy. But I think, again, what it does do is it creates more regional competition amongst companies that can now provide choice to agents by which to make appointments to go see homes. And what does that do? That drives the price of those services down, right? So the more competition there is, the cheaper something becomes, okay? So I would not worry about this acquisition at all. I think there's more good than negative things that will occur from this. I also think that this is just a great example of how we have to adapt to things that go on in our industry. I will always be an advocate of transparency. So, you know, if Zillow is going to go down the road of creating more transparency for the customer, I think that's a good thing. I think that whenever an industry tries to hide things about what they're doing, it breeds suspicion. And so I don't know if that's their intent with showing time, but there are some other things going on in the industry that you know would suggest that there has to be more transparency with the public. I'm all for it. I don't want to ever be accused of cheating the public or doing something underhanded. So anyway, that is my response to the acquisition of showing time for Zillow. If you have any questions or concerns, please come see me, but I think this is a good thing, and thanks so much.